Crawford.
You gonna stand on that all the way to September 13th?
I love Canelo. Crawford will beat Canelo. Crawford will beat Canelo by decision. I can't see anybody knocking out Canelo Alvarez. But I do believe that if you can box and you can move, that you can beat Canelo. You can outpoint him.
That's right.
And when I think about Canelo, one of the things that I don't like about
Smith has delivered his shocking verdict on the upcoming showdown between Terence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez. While Regis Prograis admitted that although he believes Crawford has a shot in September, he's not confident the undefeated star will secure the win. Despite being a big fan, Prograis said it's hard to pick Crawford, but acknowledged that in boxing, anything can happen and everyone has a chance.
Like, Terence Crawford has a shot in September?
Yeah, I think he got a shot. I wouldn't say he gonna win, but I definitely, everybody got a shot for sure. I think that I just, man, it's hard for me to say that Bud gonna win, bro. I'm a huge Crawford fan, bro. I've been a Crawford fan before I was supposed to fight him.
Mikey Garcia noted that Canelo isn't as fast or aggressive and often fights in cruise control, which could give Crawford an edge to feel more comfortable in the ring. He praised Crawford's high ring IQ, saying that if Crawford boxes smart, switches stances, and keeps the fight complicated, he can secure a win by decision. Garcia doesn't expect Crawford to hurt Canelo, but believes he can outbox him and take a points victory, ultimately picking Crawford to win by decision.
This is a different matchup. Canelo's not as fast, not as aggressive. He kind of goes on cruise control. He's not one to use his strength and size to dominate all the time. Sometimes, like I say, just cruise control, which allows Crawford, I think, to fight a little bit more comfortable. Crawford's IQ, I think, is superb. So I'm actually thinking he might pull it off.
If you were Crawford, how would you fight Canelo?
Box, counterpunch, box, switch, from left-handed to right-handed, just make it complicated for Canelo, and win a decision. You're not gonna hurt him, so win a decision.
So who do you think's gonna win?
I think Crawford's gonna win.
Crawford? By decision?
Stephen A. Smith confidently picked Terence Crawford to defeat Canelo Alvarez by decision, stating he has no doubt about his choice. While he admitted his admiration for Canelo, Smith believes Crawford's superior boxing skills and movement will allow him to outpoint the Mexican star. He also criticized Canelo's reliance on power shots, saying that approach won't work against a skilled and mobile fighter like Crawford.
You gonna stand on that all the way to September 13th?
I love Canelo. Crawford will beat Canelo. Crawford will beat Canelo by decision. I can't see anybody knocking out Canelo Alvarez. But I do believe that if you can box and you can move, that you can beat Canelo. You can outpoint him.
That's right.
And when I think about Canelo, one of the things that I don't like about Canelo, despite his greatness, and a neck as wide as Broadway for crying out loud.
Right.
The thing that I don't like about Canelo is that it's like almost every shot has to be a power shot.
It's a power shot, yes.
And that's not beating Crawford. I will confess, I think Gervonta Davis's trainer, Cal, I think he said.
Smith also mentioned that Gervonta Davis's trainer, Calvin Ford, might have been the one to warn that Crawford could face trouble if he engages directly with Canelo, who naturally carries more size and strength. He stressed that even if Crawford enters the ring at the same weight, Canelo's experience at that size and his meticulous preparation give him an edge. While calling Canelo a slower fighter, Smith praised Crawford's boxing skills, stance switching, jab, and movement. Ultimately, he predicted Crawford would outpoint Canelo thanks to his speed, but didn't expect a knockout.
He said Crawford could find himself in trouble, and I'm not sure it was him, but I think it was him. He said Crawford could find himself in trouble if he decides to engage with Canelo, because Canelo is the naturally bigger, strong fighter. And I don't care that Crawford's gotten bigger, and I don't care that Crawford's going to go in there just as big as Canelo. Canelo is accustomed to fighting at the weight, and Crawford is not. And Canelo is a genius in this regard. You don't see him show up for fights not ready. He's always
prepared.
He's always ready. He's always prepared. So I think he's the slower fighter, though. And I think that Crawford is brilliant as a boxer. And I think that between switching to conventional and southpaw, using his jab and movement, I think that Crawford is going to outpoint Canelo because he's faster. But I don't think he's gonna knock him out.
Yeah.
Manny Pacquiao stated that the matchup between Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford is an exciting fight, but he believes Canelo holds the advantage since Crawford is moving up in weight. He advised Crawford to focus on maintaining and even enhancing his speed and strength, noting that moving up in weight can make it challenging to keep the same quickness. Pacquiao emphasized that speed is crucial, urging Crawford to concentrate on his agility, footwork, and increasing his power.
Canelo Crawford, good fight. Good fight. Canelo has advantage because Crawford moving up, but my advice to Crawford is like maintain the speed, improve the speed, and improve the strength. Because it's hard to go up in higher weight and maintain your speed. So speed is the key. Like he should focus on speed, footwork, and improve.
Shane Mosley expressed excitement for the upcoming fight between Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford, highlighting that both fighters are highly skilled. However, he believes Canelo's size will be the decisive factor, noting that many underestimate just how big Canelo is, while Crawford may be the more talented boxer. Mosley emphasized that Canelo has a two-weight class advantage and predicted a comfortable win for him, though he still holds great respect for Crawford's abilities.
Great fight. I think both guys are great fighters, but I think Canelo's just too big, and they mistake him as being just a guy at 168, not a regular guy, and Crawford being the more talented. But that's not the case. They're both talented. But the only thing is, Canelo has them by two-weight division. So I think that Canelo beats him pretty easily. But we'll see. If Crawford does good, I mean, kudos to Crawford. I'm happy for him. If he can pull off, great. But my mental, my mind's telling me that Canelo's going to
Mosley added that for Crawford to secure a win, he would need to slow the pace of the fight while using smart movement and controlling the distance. He clarified that managing space doesn't mean running. If Crawford can stay just outside range and avoid heavy exchanges, he could pull off an upset. Despite this, Mosley still favored Canelo, praising Crawford as a true fighter but cautioning that the jump in weight might be too challenging.
I think that maybe I don't have to make all the way boring, but maybe I have to be boring spots. So just because he's moving around and keeping the distance don't mean that he's running, right? Yeah. So if he can move and just stay a little bit outside the pocket long enough, then maybe he can win. But I'm thinking Canelo's gonna win. I think Canelo's gonna get a fight because Crawford is a fighter. He's a true fighter. He's a real fighter.
Robert Garcia stated that many are underestimating Terence Crawford due to the noticeable size difference with Canelo Alvarez, but he disagrees. He believes Crawford has the tools to compete, including quick hands and smart footwork. While acknowledging Canelo's power and vast experience, Garcia thinks Crawford's sharp timing and versatile skills make victory very possible. He noted that although Canelo still wins fights, he no longer pushes himself or varies his approach like he used to, often fighting just hard enough to secure a win, something that could give Crawford the advantage.
It's a fight that most of the people don't give Crawford a chance because of the size, but he's got skills, man. He's got skills. He's got good speed, good footwork. That's why I do give him a chance.
You do give
I do give Crawford a chance, of course. Canelo's last few fights, he does his work. He gets work done.
Garcia also observed that Canelo now seems more focused on business than on passion. He noted that in Canelo's most recent performance, he appeared slower, stood flat-footed, and relied more on single punches rather than applying pressure or using combinations. Garcia believes this lack of urgency could play to Crawford's advantage, particularly if he stays sharp and uses his movement effectively. Considering where both fighters are in their careers, Garcia feels Crawford genuinely has a strong chance to win the fight.
Never does that little extra to please or to he knows he doesn't need to anymore, so he's just comfortable enough with just securing the win. He became a businessman, and I think that could be something in favor of Crawford, that if he comes out at his best and good footwork, Canelo is flat-footed. He his last fight, especially against the runner, he was throwing one punch at a time. Didn't even try to be aggressive and get him into the ropes, throw combinations of 4 or 5 punches. He never even tried that. So I think
at this stage, I am giving Crawford a big chance of maybe.
Oscar De La Hoya questioned whether Crawford can keep Canelo at bay for all 12 rounds, but praised Crawford's intelligence, movement, and overall skill qualities Canelo has struggled against in the past. He highlighted Canelo's difficulties with slick, mobile fighters and still considers him flat-footed and vulnerable to an agile opponent.